Hey everyone, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for tuning in to what is going to be a dupe or dud video. In case you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. But if you're not familiar with what a dupe or dud video is, it's basically kind of self-explanatory in the title, where I talk about a high-end, sometimes luxury product, and I compare it to something that is more affordable, more drugstore or low end, lower on the cost spectrum end of things. And ultimately let you know whether you should splurge for the high-end product or if you can save a buck or two and get a very similar look from the more affordable version. The high-end product I'm going to be talking about today is from Givenchy. It is the Healthy Glow Powder in the shade 02, which on my skin tone is a soft but buildable bronzer, and it retails for 53 bucks, so it is getting up there in terms of luxury price tags. I applied to try this through Octoly, and for those of you who might not be familiar with what Octoly is, it's basically a platform where content creators can apply to try products from various brands of their choosing for the opportunity to feature it on one of their channels in whatever way they see fit, and if the brand approves your application, then they send it to you for free. So that is how I got this guy, and immediately when I tried this, the first thing that came to mind was the Butter London Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, this guy. Now this retails for considerably less, right around the $14 mark-ish, depending on if your drugstore has coupons or specials or all that kind of stuff. The price can get even lower than that, but that's around where you might expect to see the price point. The two reminded me of each other because of the soft, satiny finish both of them have. In the pan they look matte, but they just have, when applied and both in the pan, they just have this slight glow to them. It's so hard to describe because it's not a shimmer or an iridescence or a glitter or anything like that. It literally is, it just looks like a lit from within satin finish on the skin. There are some notable differences right off the bat. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer smells super strongly of coconuts. Some people love it. It smells like summer and sunscreen and pina coladas, and it's delicious, but some people aren't into fragrance in their cosmetics, and or it irritates their skin because artificial fragrance can be an irritant to the skin, and so that's not so much your thing. The Givenchy does not have any artificial fragrance, and so although it looks gorgeous in the pan, you don't need to expect like coconuts flying at your nose when you open the packaging. The other major difference I see is the shade difference in between these two. The Givenchy is somewhat more deeper and more orange, and this is one of, I believe, 5 shades from bronzer collection, whereas the shade I have in the Butter Bronzer is light bronze, and I believe it's only one of 2. There might be one deeper than this, so that one might match this number 2 in Givenchy, but overall Givenchy just has a wider shade range. It's not huge. I mean, it's not, that much better than Physicians Formula, but it'll cater to a few more skin tones than Butter. Why do I keep wanting to say Butter London? It's Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. That's what I'm saying. But scent and shade is pretty much where the differences stop, because other than that, these two are super, super similar in their texture, in the way they apply, their lasting power. I had always wondered, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer formula is notoriously soft. I feel like it's something everyone comments about. It feels so almost powdery, but then when you go to apply it, it doesn't look too powdery or too, cakey as you go in and apply it. It's just like this super soft formula. The same can be said for the Givenchy, but they describe it as a baked gel, and that is exactly, now that I have the vocabulary, that's exactly how I would describe this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. It's like soft, it feels like a soft, not totally cushiony, but just super, super soft. And so as a result, it blends, both of these blend like an absolute dream across the skin. There's no sort of powderiness, even though they have what I would consider closer to a matte finish for a bronzer. They don't get too powdery or cling to dry patches or anything like that. They really smooth and blend out beautifully. The Givenchy is a little bit more buildable as well, and this could also be due to the shade difference, especially how they appear on my skin tone, but I personally find that the Givenchy gives me a wider range of intensity when I go in to apply and blend and build, whereas the Physicians Formula, you can build it up to a deeper intensity, but this is really just what you get. It's hard to build deeper than this without a shade that is actually deeper. Beyond that though, they are super, super similar, so unless you are looking for a wider shade range or the lack of fragrance, which I know a lot of people might, but still want to keep that, amazing quality in a satin borderline matte bronzer. The Givenchy is a good option, but if you are budget conscious, the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula is a good way to go. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.